my music.
Okay, you might be ready, but I'm not ready because I should probably start the stream. What is up, my friends? Welcome back to Broken Earth Campaign, part of the Impact Gaming Community's Critical Impact chapter. I am your host, Ryukin, and today we are joined by our lovely players. Let's get right into it. Sivart's going to give us a recap. And 3, 2, 1, go.
Last time, the party infiltrated the Corellis castle with the real Prince Shoal. We disguised them all up, got them in armor, and we got them inside. And we all confronted the fake Prince Shoal, and he turned out to be a doppelganger. But then we were jumped by several Merrill, who all tried to kill us, and it was a pretty tough fight. But Mr. Agamemnon seductively persuaded the fake prince to turn tides. And now we've taken back the throne, and now we're trying to find the weird trident thingy.
That's Captain Agamemnon.
Captain Agamemnon.
Alright. So we're just gonna shift the players on over to the guest room, I guess, for now.
So nice in here.
It's nice and dry.
I can breathe.
Alright, after a hard-fought battle, you find your way back to the guest room. Some servants are put at your beck and call so that you may be delivered food, if you so wish, and drink. But you guys are in the guest room. You now have a bed to sleep on, food to eat, and in time you will probably get some more cloaks.
This is a nice rest. It's my favorite part of war.
Sleeping?
No! The calm after the storm.
Oh.
The peaceful lull. The aching in your joints. All of it. I just feel whole.
You are a strange person, Agamemnon. Strange
Yeah.
person indeed.
I was just about to say that. Food!
More isopods. No, just kidding.
No.
You shout out, "Food!" And one of the servants seems to dive into the North Pool.
I wouldn't have
And
asked
about
for that.
5 minutes later, comes back with a platter of fish that has been cooked.
Hey, that's much better.
Thank
Typical
you very
land
much.
dweller food.
That looks delicious.
The servant hands you the platter and bows. Returns to his little nook over here by the pool. Also, Prince Shoal, what are
Okay.
you doing there? You're not there. Go away.
He was having some cooked fish.
He wanted to join in.
He's currently attending to matters of state.
Why is Layla not included in that?
She can be if she wants to be.
And we're also her bodyguards.
Maybe you should ask her.
Hey, Layla.
Yes.
Why are you not in the talks? Aren't you a member of this royal family? Don't you have any clout or say?
I mean, I do, but I can't just leave you guys here by yourself. Someone's got to watch over you, nerd.
Of course. I'm just curious.
I wonder if they found any results on that evil queen.
Oh, right, an evil queen. I forgot about that.
As a note, as you guys are sitting down, kind of talking, his servant comes up, swimming. He's holding like a large package, essentially just wrapped in cloth.
It's Amazon.
He gets it up into out of the pool and just kind of lays it down. He just kind of shoves it on there. And he just basically says, "Delivery for Agamemnon."
I'm guessing that's your armor.
Yeah, there you go. Draw a little package.
Agamemnon, do you want it? Or can I have it? I did pay for it.
Get your hands off my arm. No.
You come up to the package and it's got like a small note on it written in kind of like this hard coral stone substance. It says, "Agamemnon, thanks."
They're so sweet and sincere. I rip it open like Christmas Day.
You open it up, and you're, yeah, I understand. There's probably something like that in this universe. Anyways, you open it up, and there's your armor, shiny and new, and it's got a nice inlay of the symbol of the Keralis Kingdom on the, well, if you put it on, it would be on your right, near the top. Just a small symbol up there.
Right pauldron or right chest plate?
Your chest plate, yeah, sorry.
Upper right of the chest plate. Okay, got it. Witness me! I am shiny and chrome!
Yes, sir, you are most shiny and most chrome.
I appreciate the gift from the people of Keralis. Thank you.
At least you'll look more stylish as you trudge along the bottom of the seafloor.
I imagine you guys are like swimming along with your cloaks of the manta ray, and Agamemnon's got his just like walking along the bottom of the floor of the ocean floor, just like cling, clang, clang. But yeah, you get your armor back.
Wonderful, thank you. So how do you...
How's your head?
My head is okay.
You took quite a beating last time.
I took a lot of beatings, not necessarily to my head specifically.
You do have this tendency to pass out.
I have a tendency to get hit until I pass out.
This is true. Layla, how are you doing?
I've done better, but not terrible.
You okay with the events going on currently?
As good as I could be, I think.
Nix, did you enjoy that last fight? That was rousing what you did.
Yes. So much fun. Anybody want some of this fish? I can't eat all of this.
Yes.
The fish is tasty and salty, but mostly tasty.
Tasty.
I mean, I guess anything would be after essentially eating flour. Wet flour. Gruel.
So now what do we do?
We can either go attempt to gather our own information on this evil queen, or wait for Prince Shoal to update us on any further advancements. I'm certain he's sent out his own to figure it out.
Well, if I remember correctly, we had two real paths ahead of.
Oh?
We can either attempt to take the fight to the queen, or we can attempt to beat her in the hunt for whatever other artifact it is she's looking for.
Do we have any clue as to what this other artifact is?
Prince Shoal and the king didn't have any idea, but doesn't mean that we might not be able to find something out if we look hard.
Nyx, any ideas?
Nope.
Agamemnon, where would you hide such a glorious artifact?
I wouldn't. I would display it proudly in the center of my lair. I mean, home. Yes, my home.
We could search the castle.
You think this castle, or rather some underdeep situation?
I was just thinking of the castle.
Well,
You
we know-
think... Sorry.
No, sorry, you go ahead.
Well, Agamemnon, I don't think any of them have Jericho's special eyes.
Special
True.
eyes.
Special eyes.
The Queen of the Marrow is not in the castle. Otherwise, she wouldn't have sent that doppelganger here.
But it may have been why she was keeping it occupied. Maybe they were searching for the artifact while they were there, and they were unsuccessful.
They already have it. Otherwise, the Grung uprising wouldn't have happened.
I meant the other half of the artifact.
Oh, yes. I guess we could search the castle.
We can always look, but I do think he has a point. If, as long as they were there, as under our noses as they were, I feel like if it was just lying in the castle, they would have found.
Right. Well, it's the first place I can think of to search.
We can definitely look, and I'm sure they have archives or something I can explore. I'd also like to get to talk with that. Oh, what's his name? Sangi, the Grung
Yes.
shaman.
His name was Sangi. It's like Surwal. Here, let me copy his token over. But you pronounced it right, and I'm impressed. It's 50 DKP plus.
Oh,
For being impressed, okay.
but I mean, for all we know, he might have a clue that maybe he wouldn't tell the Trite.
Layla, cover your ear holes.
Okay.
It's not a bad idea. I mean, if I was a member of a race being enslaved by people, I wouldn't volunteer information that would make their slavery magic strong.
Indeed. Well, we have to go see Sanji. Alone. Maybe not even me. One-on-one would be best, probably.
Not it?
1, 2, 3, not it.
Not it.
Not it.
I mean, I'd like to take a look around here and see if I can scour information troves, see if I can find anything.
I agree. Perhaps this is a moment to split up. Agamemnon, how about you take Nyx and Layla and go speak with the Grung? Jericho and I will go search the castle.
Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. And the... What? What are you looking at me for? What?
You're being weird again.
Don't you have a wife?
Listen. If I'm your DM and you're being weird, you have nothing to worry about. Because I'm probably one of the weirdest people in this chat right now.
True.
If you can
That's what you're
tolerate me,
saying.
I think you can tolerate your husband, Nyx.
Yes, I'm just being Nyx and not the husband of Thuzzle. I mean, the
Oh,
wife
okay.
of Thuzzle.
husband.
I'm a migraine. I can't.
Well, I wasn't gonna tell them about the transition just yet.
Whoa.
Okay, I thought you were out of character. That's my bad. Alright, so what is everyone's individual plan? We'll go from left to right. Sivart, what's your plan?
Search the castle with magic eyes, trying to find anything magic-y.
Alright, Jericho, what's your plan?
Like to find as many old books and libraries or records as I can and try and find any information about
I
the
do
world.
have detect magic, yeah.
Layla, what is your plan?
Keep these two out of trouble.
Might be a bit difficult, but okay. Agamemnon, what is your plan?
I thought Aggie, Nyx, and Layla were headed to interrogate the Grung.
Alright. Nyx, is that your plan?
Maybe not interrogate.
Well, yeah.
We'll ask him politely.
Ask him politely with weapons drawn. Alright.
It's not extortion.
It's
I
aggressive
swear.
negotiation.
It's not blackmail, it's just forced suggestions. Alright. As you are all getting ready, kind of gathering your things to go find some information, another messenger arrives with another package. And this one's much bigger than the one that held Agamemnon's plate mail. He comes up, he swims up, jumps out of the water, he says, "From the prince, we've heard that you needed these." He opens it, and inside are 5 cloaks of the Manta Ray. Kitty.
And an underwater cat.
It's my underwater kid.
Macro Barneys go away.
We must know what its name is.
That's Biscuit.
Oh no.
Camanera sit in my lap.
Alright, the players have the means, they have
Alright.
the opportunity.
I'm
Now
gonna
begin
put on
the
my cloak.
investigation mission to find out more information needed. Beginning valorous investigation mission. Everyone roll for initiative so we see who goes first.
Biscuit, you are in the way. Cannot roll for initiative.
want to play too. That's fine. What am I waiting on? Alright. Layla is going with Aggie and Nyx, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. You guys set out, beginning the journey back to the cave. All 3 of you roll a survival check for me. DC of 30.
Oh my.
It's a group check, so. Okay, you make your way back to the Grung Cave. And we'll switch the map over there because we can. And you guys aren't here, you're not here. You eventually make your way back to the Grung Cave. They recognize you and let you in. The Tritons have since been released and sent back to the kingdom, as they have received word that the prince is back on the throne. But it is mostly Grung in this cave. They are wary of you, but they let you pass. Eventually, you make your way through this dark cave. and you are allowed to see the shaman Songyi. As you enter, you do not see him, but you hear a voice from the corner. What brings you back here, daughter of the king? Again, melding from the shadows, comes Songyi. His ability to camouflage himself once more becomes apparent, but he is there before you. You may now speak to him.
Good evening, Sonji.
Hello.
Songyi.
I apologize, Sonji.
Good. Respect your elders. Why have you
Indeed.
come back? Has the prince failed? No, wait, no, they already received word. No. He never said that. Stop. Why have you returned?
We need help finding the artifact.
And what do you expect me to do?
Any information at all that can help us either find the Marrow Queen or the artifact. Tales, history.
I'm afraid I've told you all I know.
Okay. I believe you.
You're gonna do this to me.
Okay, I believe you.
I guess we've come here in vain then.
Can we tell if he's lying?
Roll an insight check. You feel as if he's withholding some information. Layla, you're the one that feels he's withholding information. Agamemnon believes him.
I think I have a spell for that. I just have to find.
Okay.
Can I cast friends on him?
If you want to. Charisma check, torture when it ends, creature realizes when trick, become hostile and possibly seeking revenge.
I know charisma is CHA.
Yes.
The building I work out is CHS, so I always put that in instead. Okay. Well, you haven't heard anything? You haven't heard any stories or legends about any artifacts or powerful items?
I have heard many stories, child, and I've told you all I know about the Rod of Aquatic Dominance. Do you wish that I would tell you again what I know?
We are not asking about the rod, but its companion.
Its companion?
The other piece. The other artifact, isn't it?
I'm afraid that no
Huh?
such other artifact exists.
There is another part of the rod that's what we're looking for. You don't know anything about that? I know you've told us everything you know about the rod itself, but...
Roll persuasion with advantage. All right, he says. There is no other part to the rod itself. I'm afraid the rod itself is made from old magics. Something that we did not create. We do not fully understand it. You see...
Do you have a way to track it?
He says...
I apologize for interrupting you.
He says, a way to... Hey, you influenced me. What did you do? You
You
used
sweet
magic
talked
on
you a
me.
little bit.
You tried to dominate my mind.
Layla, that was not a good choice.
Why would you do
I never
such a
said
thing?
I did that.
I can feel it. The cloud over my mind is lifted now. You did something to me. You are
You
no
weren't
longer
telling
welcome
us
here.
the full truth.
You are no longer welcome here. Leave.
Of course. Come on. And Eggy will head out.
He wasn't telling us the whole truth, I could tell.
True. But you burned the bridge. It was a good effort.
He camouflages himself into the background once more.
Goodbye, Zongi. I'm sorry.
Get off my lawn. He doesn't say anything. He is silent. You want to do anything else while you're at this location?
No.
Nyx, Layla?
I've already done more harm than good, so...
No, I don't think so.
Alright.
I guess we can head back.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Gotta be kidding.
I didn't save the changes I made to my session notes. This is the second time it's done this. I'm not happy with Roll20. Oh well. I kind of remember what you guys are supposed to do this session. Alright, we'll move on to Jericho. Jericho, you make your way into the city of Corrales. Did you want to try and find a library in the city or a library in the castle?
I mean, as long as I have the time, I'd like to hit as many as I could. I'll probably start in the castle.
Alright. As you make your way to the castle, the guards stop you at the gate. They ask, "Halt, what is your business?"
Forgive me, I'm with Princess Layla's contingent. I was just hoping to do some research in the castle archive.
Reasonable request. Let us see if the prince will allow it. And he motions towards a messenger. Basically run, swim, I guess. To swim and essentially go and ask permission, as it were. You're standing there for probably about 5, maybe 10 minutes, till the messenger returns. Says, His Royal Highness Prince Joel does give permission for this tiefling to enter the castle. If you want, I will show you the way.
Please do. I'm not very familiar with this grand palace.
Right this way, sir. And they let you pass, and you head inside the castle. The messenger is kind of given like a tour. It's like, and this was constructed in the year 50 BC 641. I don't know. Random factoid. Here's the king's hall. Here's the banquet. Blah blah blah. He leads you down some corridors until eventually you're led inside of a room. It's not exactly large, but there are several books, quote unquote, on the wall. Most of them are made of leaves of, like, essentially just sheets of copper that have been scrawled into. It says, do be careful with the books. They are one of our treasured possessions, as, of course, paper does not work down here.
I will do my best to be exceedingly gentle.
Thank you, sir. If you need anything, I will be right outside the door.
And once I have free reign, I'd like to just go try and find anything really old if I can. Does anything look pre-Triton?
I mean, most of the books are all pretty much copper sheaths, leaves, whatever you want to call them. So there isn't anything that looks old per se. They're all just kind of bound by rings or just kind of held together by clips. There's a couple stone tablets here and there. I mean, there's not really, you can't really tell much about their age.
You know what I'm looking for, and any kind of stories, legends, factoids, souvenir photos, old artifacts.
Alright, so we will do this in 3 steps. First, you will do perception to kind of thumb through the books to find anything that might hold information. And then we will do investigation to read through the books, as it were, to gain information.
Do you want me to roll that one now, or wait?
Yeah. Roll perception, then roll investigation to find, information in the books. And then roll history to kind of get infer information from what you already know. Alright, some good rolls. Alright, Jericho, you pull out a couple books, and you've been thumbing through them, and you've managed to find 3 different books that can help you, that you think will help you with your investigation. And you figure you've got time to read 2 of them. You can read one of them is labeled the history of Corellus Kingdom, the early years. The second one is labeled magical artifacts, and it seems to be like a catalog of some kind. And the third one is labeled third one is labeled Grung Culture, and it's like a research book written independently.
I'd like to read the latter 2, the Grung Culture and the magical artifact.
Alright. You read through the Magical Artifacts catalog, and as you're reading through it, it gives kind of various descriptions on like certain magical artifacts, things found while either mining or just in ruins. At the start, it kind of gives like a little history of Courador's Palm, how there like a meteor struck that part of the continent that had a bunch of human settlements, essentially. So a lot of their belongings kind of sunk to the ocean floor as well. So this catalog, you know, is like all the fun magical items that the kingdom has found. You note that most of them have been sold off, as it were, for trade, because, you know, Leewick, you can always find someone to buy something there. But as you're going through, you read up more on the Pearl of Power that Layla has. And there's a footnote kind of at the bottom of it that states, "It is of the author's impression that said pearl is used to adorn the staff of Keralis Kingdom, held by His Royal Highness King Eri."
I'm gonna note that down.
Alright, now going through the Grung book, it's mostly about Grung culture, their deities, etc. But eventually you get to a chapter on the Keralis War, as it's called, when King Eri took the Rod of Aquatic Dominance and commanded the Grung, essentially, to take what is now Keralis Kingdom. Skimming through it, you realize that the Grung were protectors of said rod, so that it would not fall into the wrong hands. And it really glorifies King Eri for rescuing it from these savages and using it against them as punishment for keeping it, you know, for themselves, as it were. And it goes on to say that the Grung are probably not the ones that created the rod, rather they discovered it and kept it to themselves.
Do any of those early depictions describe the rod at all?
Yeah, it describes the rod, and it's you know, you've looked at the fake one, and you figure, you know, it looks like that because the description matches the fake one you've got.
So even back then, it wasn't noted that it had something different on.
How do you mean?
The early records of the king finding it don't depict it as if it was complete.
It doesn't mention anything about there being two parts or anything. It just mentions that he used it as is to control the Grung.
Alrighty.
Like, the full description that's in the book matches the fake one that you've got.
Okay. I'm just inferring from that it was separate before at that point then.
Most likely. As you get done reading, the servant kind of knocks on the door, and he steps inside. He says, "My apologies, sir, but the castle is bedding down for the night. I will have to ask you to leave for now."
Yes, of course. Thank you for letting me stay here. I'll make my way back to the guest room that has been provided for.
Will you require an escort?
Just as far as the gates, thank you.
Very well. Right this way, sir. And he escorts you out the gate, and you're able to find your way back. While that's going on, we camera shift over to Sivart.
Yeah.
And I forgot what you were doing.
I'm gonna go search the castle physically with detect magic. Because I have special eyes too.
All right. You follow. We'll say that you follow with Jericho.
Yeah,
the
probably
castle.
split off after he went to the library.
And you guys were there, at the gate, and
I want to try the main room where we all fought first.
the
That'd be
throne
my
room.
first.
Okay.
The throne room. That'll be the first place to search.
Okay. You enter the throne room. There are still kind of spatters of blood on the walls. Not the walls, the pillars. That some
Alright.
servants are trying to scrub out. The dead marrow carcasses have long since been carted away.
Get my special eyes running. And I'll start. I'll look at the throne. That'll be where I'll start.
Alright, you use detect magic near the throne. And you open up your special eyes. But you do not detect anything.
Okay. How about Prince Shoal's room? Let's go where the doppelganger was last, or stayed.
Alright, you make your way around the castle, and eventually a guard stops you. Says, "Hold, what are you doing?"
I'm searching the castle for clues.
Clues
From the-
for what?
The previous assailants that we fought off in the throne room were attempting to find, or at least track, where they came from.
And who appointed you to this position?
Prince Shoal and Princess Layla.
I will need to verify. Please wait here.
Can I persuade him?
You can attempt to persuade him, yes.
Yeah, I'll try that.
What honeyed words do you deliver to this guard?
Well, one, I helped save the entire kingdom. Of course, he can just let me pass on this one.
He kind of looks you over. He sees that you've got a cloak on. He says, well, don't bother anyone. If I need to come stab you, I will.
Of course. Might I ask, are there certain places I don't have access to?
If there are, there would be guards such as myself standing outside.
Perfect, thank you.
He kind of opens the door and lets you up into like the second or third floor.
Which floor is this one?
You start poking around, and you figure the third floor might be where the prince's quarters are, because that's where the kings were.
Gotcha. Yeah,
You start
I'm not
poking
gonna go
around.
there.
There's a bunch of guards hanging out at a lot of these doors.
I guess I'll just poke my nose in the closest doors I could find until I recognize a room of such. Any of the royal kids' rooms will work.
You poke your nose inside of a door, and there's no one guarding it. And you see a bedroom, but you're not sure whose it is.
Is there anything remarkable about it?
No, it's just, a bed, maybe a dresser. There's like some mirrors.
I'll open the
It
dresser.
looks like a typical, kind of noble's room that you would assume how it would look, but
Gotcha.
there aren't
All right.
curtains or rugs.
I'll go to the next one. The next unguarded door.
You make your way down the corridor, and one of the guards kind of stops. He says, "Sir, do you need help?"
Yes, I'm searching for clues.
Clues?
Actually, I've come to get something from Layla's room. Would you point me in the way?
Princess Layla's room, right. It should be the third door on the other side of the corridor there.
Thank you very much. Alright, I'll head over there.
You head on over, and there's a couple guards, kind of swimming there outside the door.
Greetings.
Hello.
Princess Layla asked me to stop in and pick up something for her, or at least see if it was available, from her room. Would you mind opening it up? You can come in with me if you'd like.
Who's this guy? Oh, wasn't he with the princess? Well, he's wearing one of the cloaks. Roll persuasion with advantage.
Okay.
I say, yeah, I suppose. We'll head in with you. Don't steal nothing. We'll be watching you.
If I was retrieving something, it wouldn't be theft. But all right.
Yeah, I guess you got a point there. Okay, I believe you.
All right.
They open the door and they go in with you.
What's Layla's room look like?
Well, it's a bit of a mess. There's like that other room you just saw, but there's kind of some clothes strewn around here and there. There's she's actually got like a harp of some kind on a stand. You know what? Why am I doing this? Layla, what is your room look like?
It's probably kind of overly ritzy. She was kind of the baby of the family, so she got a lot of overly expensive hand-me-downs and goodies that maybe weren't perfect for the older siblings. But
It's full of toys.
I was gonna say there's probably some like stuffed animals, but I don't know if that flies underwater.
Well, they're probably not stuffed, but they might be made out of other items, other materials.
Some little rock figurines or coral.
Yeah, or like
toy
dolls.
Yeah.
I'll look in Layla's closet.
Are you okay?
Well, I needed an excuse to get away from the guards, and they won't go away. All right, what's in Layla's closet?
Layla, what's in your closet?
Live skeletons.
They're sitting there just wiggling. Like, wow.
I've got a bone to pick with you.
Roll initiative.
You fight the skeletons in Layla's closet.
Wow.
Oh boy.
All right. At first glance, number one, is there anything magical?
With your detect magic, you don't feel anything magical, other than there might be maybe like a magical harp or flute or something. That's just
I'm looking for something
underwater.
All right, can I just do a quick investigation of the room?
Yes, you may do an investigation.
All right.
You investigate Layla's room and find nothing of note other than
Orthopedic underwear, what? I'm gonna put that back.
why would Tritons even need that?
Alright, closet.
You find nothing but clothes and maybe some shoes.
Perfect.
Maybe a couple
Wait,
dingle
Layla wears
hoppers.
shoes? I'll grab one of Layla's dresses. Perfect. Found it. I'll hold it up to the guards.
Oh, yes, that was one of Miss Princess Layla's favorites. I can see why she'd want it. Alright, then, come on.
Alright, I'll leave the room.
Alright, you leave the room. They shut the door behind you and they head back to swimming/standing guard.
Hey, guards. What are all the paths to the castle? Like, what's above this floor?
The what to the castle?
What's on the next floor of the castle?
Next floor? We're kind of thinking maybe the barracks or
Alright, what's after that?
the roof.
What's on the roof?
The roof?
Can I go to the roof?
I mean, yeah. Don't think
All
that'd
right.
be a problem.
I'll go to the roof.
You head up to the roof of the castle. It is pretty rough and kind of, it's just like covered in coral. There are several guards patrolling above. and as you swim out, one of them stops you and asks you who you are. You kind of give him the whole spiel, you know,
Yeah.
you're there with Princess Layla. He says, "Alright, don't cause any trouble."
I will search the roof, see if I can't find anything.
You find one silver piece wedged in some coral.
It's like somebody tossed it into the ocean, or probably dropped it. It's mine now. Alright. I'll go back down. I'll ask the guards one more question. Hey guards, what's at the base of the castle?
The first floor is the ballroom, the throne room, the servants' quarters, and the livery.
The what?
The livery, where they make the food, the kitchen.
Alright. Will you show me where the servants' quarters are?
They just kind of look at him, shrug, and says, suppose. And one of the guards heads with you down to the servants' quarters.
Alright, I want to investigate the servants' quarters. See if I can't find anything magical in here.
You investigate the servants' quarters. They're mostly filled with small beds too short for you. It is most likely where most of the grung slept.
But it's empty now.
It is empty now. There are a couple kind of medium-sized beds that have been hastily thrown into a corner. Some of the small beds have been pushed aside as some room has been made for Triton servants. As you use Detect Magic, you go through and you don't feel anything magical in your senses.
Alright, that's enough here. I'll head back to our room.
Alright, you head back to the guest room. It is near the end of the day. Sivart, you've been there for a while as everyone returns from their adventures.
Hey Jericho, how was the library?
Well, I didn't find a dotted map, but I did find some information that might be helpful.
Oh, nice. I took a physical tour of the castle itself. I couldn't find much. It seems that it was not hidden inside the castle itself.
Layla, as you get back, one of your dresses is waiting for you on your bed.
Oh, I didn't give it to her.
No, but do you want to keep it and hold on to it?
Yes.
Okay, fine. You have Layla's dress in your inventory.
That's mine now.
Pray she
Excellent.
never
You're gonna go
finds it.
sell it.
It weighs 150 pounds. Enjoy. But it weighs 1 pound when worn, so go to.
Wow, that's an
It's one of
amazing
those
dress.
weird.
It's 149 pounds of shame.
Wow, thanks.
How was your conversation with the shaman? Biscuit, are you eating my crumbs?
Not much happened.
Could have gone better.
Oh, no new information.
Indeed, nothing happened. Nothing. You understand me?
Nothing bad
Uh,
happened.
Yes, Agamemnon, I understand you.
No new information. And we definitely didn't gain a friend.
Did you guys beat someone up?
No,
Mentally, maybe.
we didn't lay a hand on anyone.
All right.
Dang it. Stream is
Well,
recap.
We got a problem.
I didn't rejoin as player in the Roll20 stream. It's been mostly theater of the mind anyway, so okay.
It's alright, we haven't been running around too much anyway. Jericho has a bit of new information for us. Perhaps that will enlighten things. Or illuminate things.
I spent most of the day in the castle archives trying to find anything old and promising. I found a couple of books, tablets really. Well, I'm not sure how you guys write in those.
I think they carve in them.
Yeah, most of the letters were carved. And thankfully they were all in common.
Well, I did find a book on early Grung history, which seems to confirm that at least as long as the Tritons have had this rod, it's never had the second part of the artifact. The Grung were the ones who originally were keeping guard over the rod, keeping it from someone else, but even they didn't have the second part. And I also found reference that was one author's footnote, but he seemed to suggest that maybe Layla's pearl might be a clue or lead to maybe what type of thing went on the other artifact.
Layla,
Hmm.
where did you get that pearl again?
It was a gift.
From?
My parents. I think it was my 8th birthday.
But do you know where they got it from?
I mean, they're not exactly uncommon down here, so I never really put much stock in it.
Pearls might not be, but a pearl with a powerful magical enchantment on.
Well, yeah. I just became privy to that last session, right? That it was magical.
Songi basically awakened its magical potential.
Okay, yeah. So I had no idea.
Functions as a pearl of power, but can only store a first level spell.
Clarification, because I didn't hear that. Like, did he make it magical, or did he just show her that it was magic?
He took it and performed some sort of magical ritual after saying that the pearl has yet to be awakened, essentially. He chanted some magical words and gave it back to Layla. The inspiration... How to word this? I tried to infer that the pearl was already magical, just mainly dormant. And Songi kind of awakened its potential a little bit.
The power had to be unlocked.
Well, I think in the morning you need to have a talk with your mom and dad about where they got your 8th birthday present.
Yeah, I think that would be a good place to start.
If we can follow this backwards, maybe we can figure out where this enchanted pearl came from.
Or we could take the pearl, crush it, and let it out into the tidal slipstreams and follow it and see what we find.
Okay, that's
I
a
mean,
solid
that's-
plan B.
I agree. That was what I was thinking too.
All right, look at me, Aggie. Plan B. You know, we'll put a pin in that, but we're going to go with plan A right now.
Fine.
Maybe you're hungry. Ask for more fish.
You're not you when you're hungry. Eat a Snickers.
Snickers.
That was my pet's name.
Snickers.
Poor Snickers the rooster.
Are we sure that Aggie's not a servant of Amael?
Yes.
You're pretty sure. He's not large and red and trying to kill anyone, so...
I mean, he's pretty large and his cloak is red.
Do an insight check. You look at Agamemnon, he is large and red, but he won't shut up about the teachings of Elise. So you're pretty sure he's not a servant of Amael.
Elise, bro. Like, dude. Elise.
Well, I'm sorry you guys weren't able to get much more out of Sangi, but at least we have an idea where we can start in the morning.
Alright, does anyone want to do anything before going to bed?
Nope. Good time to rest.
I'd like to try and get Layla off to the side if I could.
Alright, you pull Layla aside.
Alright, Princess. I'm not gonna do any weird chanting like the shaman, but do you mind if I take a look at your pearl?
Sure, go ahead.
I'll take it, and I know I looked briefly at the enchantment before, but can I try and third eye zen out divination, take a look at it and see if I
Try
get
and
any
Jericho it?
feeling? Try and just Jericho the shit out of it.
Alright,
And I'll burn spell
Roll.
slots on this.
Roll Perception, Investigation, and Arcana. Because I don't want to make it just one roll. As I upload this song. Okay. Perception, Investigation, Arcana. Alright. You try to tap into your wizard potential. Your divination. This strange power that has befallen you. As you tap into it, your mind is taken back years in the past. You see Layla opening her present. A pearl necklace with a small pearl, probably almost as big as a golf ball. Even though you, Jericho, don't know what a golf ball means. The player does. Essentially that big. She's jumping, swimming around for joy. She puts it on. Can't wait to show everyone. Even further back, maybe a couple days from then, the queen is fastening this pearl to a necklace. The same necklace you've seen. She's doing it by hand herself instead of a servant. Even further back, maybe months, a grung is kneeling before the king. No, not the king. A grung is kneeling before a servant and hands him a package. The package is taken by the servant into the castle. He presents it to the king. You hear him say, "Ah, that time of year again. I still do not see what they are intent upon. They do not need to pay us tribute." Further back, another month, a grung reaches inside of a clam. He is holding a small spear. He has fought off maybe a couple sharks. He pulls out this pearl, gazes upon it, and jumps for joy. Another tribute has been found. You race further back in time, and you find nothing else, and you are snapped back to reality. And that is what you have learned of this pearl. You have burned a 4th level spell slot in order to channel this divination.
The highest I have is a 3rd level. Is that
You have
okay?
burned 2 3rd level spell slots.
Noted. Okay.
And also
Well,
you exhausted 1.
Okay. Is there a good place to mark that on these sheets?
Not really.
Well, Layla, I'd still like to talk to your parents about it, but I think I got a better idea of what I'm holding here.
Well, that's good then.
Thank you for letting me hold it. We'll talk more about this later, alright?
It's no problem, and yeah, come talk to me when you.
You hand it back, and it crumbles to dust.
Oh no.
No. I'm not
Well,
that
say
mean.
what?
I'm not that mean.
Plan B, Plan B!
Agamemnon's like, Plan B, Plan B! No, it's fine. Nothing happened to it.
I hadn't even gotten to use it yet.
Alright. You all rest for the night. Jericho, you feel a little exhausted in the morning, but a little fatigued, but you feel fine enough to go about your day as normal, as the exhaustion is worn off with a good night's rest on a nice bed. You're woken up in the morning by a servant, and he says to each of you, you are needed in the castle. Please head there at your earliest possible convenience.
Can we get food first?
Yes, this can be arranged.
Perfect. The fish, please, not the other stuff.
Other stuff?
Yeah.
He just kind of raises an eyebrow and then shrugs. As you're all getting ready, eventually a servant comes, hands you some fish, some sort of fruit, as well as some fresh water.
Perfect.
You were all able to eat breakfast before heading out. Do you guys want to do anything before heading to the castle? Or completely skip the castle entirely and go do something else?
I think it was important. I think we should go see what they wanted.
I'd like to definitely get the king and queen's input on it, or at least their perspective.
Seems reasonable.
Alright. Then we will head to the castle. We're still theater of the mind, so... You put on your cloaks, and you swim towards the castle. The cold of the depths biting in. Layla, of course, is used to it, and doesn't... Wait, I said they brought you 5 cloaks. They only brought you 4. Why would Layla need one?
Layla doesn't need
Why
a
did
cloak.
I think...
For disguise, maybe?
You were brought
that
to you were brought to the castle. You were escorted by guards and servants. Essentially, it's a royal invitation. You are not stopped as you head into the throne room, and Prince Shoal Corrales is there, waiting. He's talking to servants. He's not sitting on the throne. He's just in the throne room. Eventually, he walks up, or swims up to you. He says, "Ah, my friends, I'm glad you made it. Thank you for coming on such short notice."
I take it things are a bit more orderly than when we last left you?
Yes. Well, I'm glad you came. We're about to hold a council of war, and I would like one of you to come with me, to act as a representative.
Whom?
A representative of yourselves. Give information to the council, ask what you need, and hopefully help us plan to quash this rebellion.
All right. Give us a moment to decide who to send up. Then. All right. Who should we send?
Noted.
I was gonna say if it was a war representative, it would be either Aggie or you, Savart.
Nix? Ever been to a war council?
No, thank you.
I messed up the
Layla?
last one, so maybe not me.
Essentially, it's going to be a strategy meeting of what to do.
All right. I guess I'm
That's
going.
not me.
Silver,
I'll
was
figure it out.
Or Sivart, was it?
Yes, I will be attending the meeting on behalf of Layla and her group.
Very well. Right this way.
Before he goes, I would like to inspire him.
Oh.
All right.
A prominent
How do you
thumbs
inspire
up.
him?
Is it a wink and a nod?
He'll just kind of clasp your shoulder and like, try and keep your head on in there, Savart, alright?
I otherwise do.
All right.
How tall is Jericho?
Let me see. 5'8".
Oh. How tall is Agamemnon?
Big.
Tall.
Probably like 6'8", 7.
Yeah, I think it's 7'2" on my sheet.
Jesus!
Yeah, he is a mountain. Let's see.
I'm like, I was just looking at Sivart's sheet, and I was just like, Jesus, Sivart's 6'5".
He's
And I'm like,
7'3". He is
Alright,
a huge
alright.
man. And it's all muscle.
Aggie eats a lot.
He eats
Eats his Wheaties.
he eats 4 dozen eggs every morning to get large.
Agamemnon is more than double my size.
Jesus.
Yeah,
It's all the
he eats
steroids.
5 dozen eggs. And he's roughly the
Yes,
size
eggs
of
are
a barge.
equal steroids.
Size of a barge.
And he is
Alright.
definitely human.
Totally human.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Oh yes.
All right.
Oh yes.
Sivart, you are being led by Prince Shoal into the War Council. The strategy room. There is a round table as well as some seats that are kind of embedded into the floor, into the ground. There are 8 of them, and 5 are currently occupied.
I'm gonna walk up and pinch Prince Shoal
Why?
just to make sure he's real.
He says, "Ow! What was that for?"
Sorry, I just had to double check.
If only I was a Valor Bard and you could have rolled the inspiration on the pinch damage.
Crit
Pass it on.
dies. He motions for you to take a seat,
So I'll take a seat.
and eventually the councilmen are there. The councilmen are there. They're sitting down, and it seems each of them has different type of garb. He says, "Gentlemen, thank you for meeting on such short notice. As you have no doubt been made aware, it seems an impostor has been made to sit upon the throne in my place." "Oh, yes, we do apologize, Prince. We had no idea." "No, it is no concern. These doppelgangers, I've heard, are magical creatures. That is their job. To mimic the appearance, likeness, personality, even actions of a man."
Savaro will raise his hand.
Yes?
Do we have an exact amount of time that the imposter was in power? Weeks? Months?
I'm afraid we do not have an exact amount of time, but we assume around 3 weeks. Yes, you did quite a good job of in imitating Prince Shoal. Yes,
Were there any
resources were allocated for the quelling of the Grung uprising.
What changes did this doppelganger make during that 3-time period?
Well, acquisition of forces in order to quell the uprising, but, I mean, yes, I would have done the same, said Prince Shaw.
No, anything smaller, inside the castle maybe? Change of anything?
I mean, we could go over the documents.
No, that's alright. I was
just
just wondering if maybe somebody had noticed something. Never mind, continue.
I'm afraid nothing out of ordinary. Right.
That's
As
so
you
weird.
have probably guessed, I have brought Sivart Gelsbona here as a representative of the group that had essentially saved me and helped bring to light this traitor. He is here to answer your questions and hopefully gain some information himself. So please, gentlemen, we need to find a way to stop this war before it grows out of hand. Our main goals, which are no longer here because Roll20 deleted them. Great.
Thank you, Roll20.
Thanks, Roll20. Thanks, Obama.
Thank you. Thanks, Obama.
Our goals, the main questions we have that we should cover in this meeting. 1. Why does the enemy need the Rod of Aquatic Dominance? 2. What are their plans with said rod? And 3. How can we find and stop this new menace? Gentlemen, the floor is yours.
Well, I'll share what we know so far. With the Rod of Aquatic Dominance, they've been able to control at least a large portion of the Grunk currently, and sway them to their cause. But the rod itself is incomplete. We've discovered that there may have been another piece to it, or perhaps another, I guess, component added onto it in some way. Perhaps a magical ritual. We're not exactly sure. We're researching that as we speak. But that's
Another
what.
piece, you say?
But
What
that's
would
current.
this second piece do exactly?
If we're speculating, and this is just speculation, it may allow the user to control even more individuals, perhaps even other races.
Are you implying that this rod can control Triton?
It's merely speculation at this point, but yes.
Then let us work on the assumption of such. Very well. Please continue.
That is the majority of what we've come to find. With the passing of the rod itself into the enemy's hands, yet it being incomplete, a fox or foe war was created. Well, the only time you create a foe war is to gather time. They already had access to the instrument itself. I mean, they could wage war as much as they want, but obviously their true intention was probably to bide for time, so that they could find this alternate piece.
I have a question. One of the councilmen kind of speaks up. If they had obtained the rod, why did they need to create a war? They had obtained it without our knowledge, then why did this happen?
We believe that they were just using it to bide time, to create a fake war. To get as much time as they could and access to as many places as they could to find the remainder of the rod itself.
Oh, yes. The main question I had was if they had gotten the rod out secretly without our knowledge, then why did they control the Brung to attack?
It's a good question. I am not 100% certain. I know that let's boil it down. We know that the rod itself can control many of the Grog. Not all of them, but many of them.
Not
They got-
all of them?
Oh, you didn't know? Yes, actually there are some that are immune to it. Prince Joel?
The prince pipes up, "Yes, it seems that the rod can only control those with a weak-willed mind." Oh, I did not know this. Yes, it seems I learned this fact myself a few days ago.
So, Prince Joel, what were the relations with the Grung before your capture?
Before my capture?
Before.
Well, the Grung essentially were citizens of Corellus Kingdom. They were more or less lower class citizens, but they were citizens nonetheless.
Non-hostile and essentially not combatant.
Yes,
so we can assume that
they had the rights to assemble peaceably, vote, and certain issues, and congregate as they will.
So a good guess or speculation might be that if we can get the rod back now, all of the remainder of the Grung that are part of this uprising will stop uprising.
Yes, I believe we can assume that. As long as we can return the rod, we can end this domination magic that seems to have taken over.
But that also means that we need to reduce the number of casualties, because these are still good people, just being controlled.
You make a good point. One of the councilmen speaks up. You make a good point. We should not kill unnecessarily. These are citizens of the Corellus Kingdom. Citizens that have rebelled unwillingly, mind you. And they kind of get into a bit of a philosophical argument about weak-willed Grung. Is it morally right to kill them, Eventually the prince calms them down and says, "Gentlemen, please, a topic for another time. We must still figure out what the enemy plans to do with the rod."
Prince Joel, where are our fronts? Where do the enemies attack at this moment, or at least stir up trouble?
They mostly seem to stir up trouble along our supply lines. You see, Corellus Kingdom is mostly funded by the ores that we extract from our mines and then trade off to mostly.
So they're hitting trade routes and such.
Yes,
they're hitting it where it hurts
supply lines.
In the economy. But other than that, just guerrilla-like factions. Nothing substantial. No bases of sort.
We have raided several bases, but nothing that we could pin down as central. My guess is that the Doppelganger was being informed and gave up several bases in order to secure his position. But that is just a theory.
It would make sense. And they might even set up false bases. Ones to look like something to raid. Which would be much like a shell game. Keeping us on the move.
General warfare, as it were.
Well, without a solid, concrete central command to focus on, that means we need to be focusing on the search. How are our scouting capabilities? I'm not used to underwater, so you'll have to explain a bit more in depth to me.
Well, we already have scouting parties sent out to try and look for high marrow activity within the depth. Other than that, I'm afraid we can't do much more.
I'll pass it back to the council with their thoughts while I gather mine.
Yes, well, if we happen to find it, how can we corner the enemy troops? How can we be sure that the rod is in their position?
Wait. I have an idea.
Yes?
With the information that we have and that we've been collecting, it's been rather obscure about what could be possibly part or the other half of the staff itself. What if we create a fake one? And we essentially claim that we have it, spread a bit of a rumor, create a trap for them to come to us. Since
Trap.
we know that they have a pot that can control the grung, let's put on a show to show that we can control, and he puts up quotes, Triton. Magically. Maybe it'll draw them to us.
It's a possibility, but how would we go about it? And one of the other councilmen steps up. I'm sure my boys could come up with something.
We have, I believe, diagrams of the staff itself. All we'd have to do is create a small something that could be attached to it. Something that would make sense. And then parade it around a bit, and then see if they'll come to us.
I'll work on leaking the information through our spy network.
Perfect. I yield back to the council.
Right. So let's see. What else do we need to determine? We need to determine where the base of operations is. Yes, I'm afraid that might be difficult. We don't even know who the enemy commander is. Yes. I'm looking over my notes.
Oh. Like, wait, didn't they tell us who she was?
They assume that it is the daughter of the previous queen.
Okay, so they did tell us, yeah.
Yes. Though they don't have any information about her.
They have no solid.
Well, I don't think there's much more we can do.
Until more new surface information arrives, probably not.
Until we have more information, I'm afraid this is pretty much all the planning we can do. Sivart, I will get with you. I will send messengers of word of our trap, and hopefully it will work.
Thank you, Prince. I will then excuse myself.
And he says, "Very well. We shall attend to some other matters we need to discuss. You are free to move about the castle as you wish."
Alright. I'll go back, meet up with the group.
You meet up with the rest of the group. After exiting the council, you feel a little exhausted from all the questions and the talking with nobility and whatnot. But you swim around a bit, meet up with the group, and you're able to relieve some of that stress.
Did you all have fun in the courtyards?
Beautiful
do?
place.
I spoke with the council. They're uncertain of who the true enemy is. It's only a guess as to who could be leading them. We have no new information as to where any of their hideouts they could be. They're using guerrilla-like tactics to hide amongst the populace, and they target mainly the economy of the Triton itself. I did discuss what we know about the staff, and we've come up with at least some form of plan. We're going to create a fake, essentially, component to the staff that can control Tritons. And we're going to spread this information to see if we can rile them up, or at least get some of them to come to us. Since we know they're searching for it.
Interesting idea.
While he was having a war council, could we have tried to get hold of Layla's mom?
Yeah, you guys can do that while he was in the council.
Yeah. Back in time.
As Sivart leaves to go to the council, you all are left in the throne room. And Jericho gives the suggestion, let's go talk to Layla's mom.
I know your dad, the king, is still probably recovering, but maybe your mom could spare a minute to talk with.
We can give it a shot at least.
Alright, as you wander through the corridors trying to find your mother, you assume she's probably still at your father's side, and eventually you head to the big room that is your father's room, your father's bedroom. The guards allow you to pass. As you enter your door, your mother is there, talking to your father, who is sit up in bed. He's looking a bit healthier. The guards close the door behind you. Who all's going with Layla?
Jericho would.
Alright.
Might as well go.
Indeed.
Alright, all four of you are there. And the queen brightens up. She says, "Ah, Layla. Please, come by, sit. Father is doing much better now." She says, "Yes, I feel much better. Come, sit."
Well, that's good.
I haven't seen you in a while. It's been a couple of days. Where have you been? Or did you guys talk to him yesterday? I don't
We-
remember.
We talked to him after we got rid of the imposter.
Yeah, you did talk to
Right.
him yesterday. Says, "How are you feeling, daughter? Are you getting enough to eat?"
Oh yes, I'm doing just fine, thank you.
Good, good. Excuse me. Oh, I'm feeling much better today, thankfully. Hopefully I will be able to retake the throne soon. But your brother has been doing a fine job in my absence. Tell me, is there something that Daddy can do for you?
Well, Your Highness, we were hoping you might could answer a couple of simple questions for.
I don't see why not. After all, you've been taking good care of my daughter, it seems. How can I help you?
It's come to our attention that the pearl that Layla got for her birthday all those years ago might have been a bit special. Where did you guys get it from?
Special? How so?
Nothing terribly interesting, but a bit of latent magic. The kind of thing I wouldn't have expected to find on just any pearl.
Interesting. Azrina, do you remember where we got that? Of course, Iri. That is one of the pearls the Grung tribute to us every year. Oh, yes, the pearls. Right, I remember now. The Grung have this habit of giving a tribute to us every year, a single pearl. I told them it wasn't necessary and they didn't need to do it, but they seem insistent. So, after telling them to stop and getting no reply, we just simply accepted them. I believe that we made that into a necklace. I made that into a necklace, dear. Yes. You made it into a necklace for her 9th birthday. 8th birthday. Whatever. Yes, that was one of the tribute that year's from the Grum.
So this was just one of many pearls that they send you.
Oh yes, I believe I've made necklaces for all my children for their 8th birthdays. And we do have a few decorating the castle here and there. I believe... And she pulls out a pearl necklace that looks about the same size as Layla's, maybe a little smaller. Says, yes, I have one right here.
Well, would you mind? I'm not going to do anything to it, but I'd like to look at it and see if it also has a touch of the same magic.
Roll persuasion.
Yeah.
She seems a little hesitant at first, but then, she kind of looks at you and realizes that, you all have been taking good care of Layla. So she relents. She says, "Very well, but please do not harm it. I am quite fond of that one."
Nobody would do that.
I just
We
would
need
like
to smash all the pearls.
No.
No way.
No.
What did that man in the back say?
He doesn't speak very good common. Ignore him.
Oh, I see. You cast Detect Magic, and you obviously feel the magic coming from Agamemnon's hammer and Layla's pearl, as well as a very, very faint magical aura coming off of this pearl. It's almost imperceptible.
I don't think you have anything to worry about, he'll say as he hands it back to her.
Of course not. It's just a simple pearl necklace.
Yes, but I am so curious. I would really like to know where the Grung are collecting those pearls from. Is there someone I could talk to about that? I know things are a bit dicey with the Grung right now.
Well, we would assume that they dive and retrieve them from the giant clams in the depths. Yes, it's actually quite... The king pipes up. Yes, it's actually quite a very... No, don't do this, brain. That's the Spanish word. Quite a fun hobby, diversion. Lost it. I lost the word. It's actually quite an entertaining...
Pastime?
Pastime, thank you. It's quite an entertaining pastime. Why, I used to do it in my youth. Dive down, and the pearls I would find were this big. And he holds out his hand. This is, oh, yes. Well, as you see, many Triton, can do this as a pastime. It's no secret where these pearls hide.
There's just like one particular field of them, or?
No, you usually have to go down pretty deep in order to find the good ones. Like here, Corella's kingdom is, several hundred feet under the water, probably about 1,000 or 2. I don't exactly know, because I'm the GM and I don't know that. You have to go much deeper than Corella's castle in order to find said pearls.
Well, if you could just give us a couple of pointers on where to maybe find these fields, I would still like to take a look at them. It's not every day you find an enchanted pearl.
And he kind of perks up because, obviously he likes talking about this. It's like, oh, yes, well, well, whenever you're delving into the deeps, pearl hunting, you will need to bring your own light source so you can see. You also need to watch out for sharks and killer whales and other predators. And obviously, you have to look out for Mero. And always respect the depths and don't get in the way of your fellow diver. And he just starts handing out all these tips that he's learned over the years. And he kind of gives you the best locations I found east of here. I don't know, day. Just kind of reminiscing about the old days where he went pearl diving.
Alrighty. Jericho will do his best to absorb the old man's speech.
And if you want to go pearl diving from now on, you have advantage on whatever check that may entail.
I'm adding that to my sheet.
All of you,
He's like, this
all
is...
of you listening have this advantage on pearl diving.
DM's like, this is not what was supposed to happen today, but fuck it.
They're like, you all
Hey,
get a superpower.
Listen,
Hurl
what happens
dice.
during sessions is up to you, the players, alright? I'm prepared for pretty much anything.
Zivar gets to talk to old people. All you guys learned about pearl diving.
Yeah. Okay, any other questions for the king? Maybe those regarding a certain rod?
I would, just to double check, was there a particular grung who usually were the ones that give you the trick?
Oh, not that I'm aware. I believe it was just delivered to the castle by a servant, and then another grung servant would just bring it to us personally. Our personal servant.
Fair enough. And I have been doing some reading, and I found a passage in an old book about when you first found the rod from the grung. And just to triple check, the rod that we have now is the same as the rod back then, right? It hasn't been damaged or broken at all in that time?
No, of course not. It's the same one. The rod itself is old magics. Accidentally dropped it once and, well, it didn't shatter, hardly a scratch. I'm fairly certain it cannot be broken by normal means.
That is good news. Let's hope our enemy doesn't try and get any funny ideas.
Funny ideas as what?
Trying to use the rod as a doorstop? I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, even if you did, it wouldn't scratch it or bend the rod or anything. Fairly certain. I hope that would be all they used it for.
Layla, was there anything you wanted to say to your parents before we headed out?
Well, I feel like he kind of covered a lot of what we had to ask, but if we need anything else or if we find anything, we'll definitely come back straight away, okay?
No, of course. Don't hesitate. I'm here 24 hours a day. Excuse me. So no more questions for the king?
I think that was it.
Alright. You are all reunited in the throne room. And, you can share that information with Sivart, and Sivart will share the information he got with you.
Oh no, I don't want to know about your pearl diving. No, thank you. You can keep that to yourself.
I mean, they could if they wanted to. Then you'd get the bonus as well.
My bonus.
My bonus.
But I think you should maybe care a bit more than that. I wasn't entirely honest with your mother, Layla. Her pearl was magical too, but very, very faintly, not as much as you.
Huh, was it luck of the draw or intentional? Well, I mean, not that we know.
If the other siblings have the same type of necklace, are they also magical?
If I get a chance to look at Prince Scholes, I'd like to double check, but I'm starting to see a pattern here of pearls the grung offered as tribute all being slightly magical. And does that sound like there might be something even more magical in the area affecting things to y'all, or is that just me?
Sounds reasonable.
Alright, as you all kind of gather up and exchange information, we're going to take a quick break. So everyone can
Food!
go to the bathroom, get some food, do as you will. But we will be right back. We'll try and be back at 10 after, at the latest.
Gonna run.
I'm gonna go check on the weather as well. But, yeah, we'll be right back. And, yeah. Yeah.
I'm back.
I'm back.
All right, who all is here?
Everyone.
I never left.
Oh. Oh. Take my input sensitivity. I think if I. I think if I put my input sensitivity right there, Mike will be a bit better at picking up my voice. Alright, so everyone is here?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard Silver.
Yeah, he's muted in Discord, so we'll wait for him to get back. I'm gonna check the weather radar. Sorry about that. Looks like it'll hit after the game's over. According to this. So that's good. Alright. We'll just continue for a bit. We'll make sure we catch him up once he gets back. Switch the stream back. Switch the music back. There we go. Alright. You all meet up in the throne room of Corell's Kingdom and exchange information. What is the party's next step?
Pearl diving.
Indeed.
I think as long as the prince and them have that whole decoy thing working out, we were going to go check for magical radiation.
Magical what?
Magical radiation affecting the pearl.
Okay. I'm not sure I understand what you're looking for.
Maybe I'm not connecting dots here properly. The Grung are getting pearls from a field, and multiple of them have been magical. I'm thinking there's an artifact in the field that's affecting the pearls that are growing there,
Oh,
making them
okay.
magic.
Okay, I get what you're looking for now. Okay, is that what you guys want to do then?
Sounds like a fun adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I don't have any problem with it.
Jar.
Alright, you pick an area where you figure you might get some good, you might find some good, pearls.
Buddha?
Oh, welcome back, Sivart.
I'm back. I'm gonna be loud as I eat.
The party figures that they can go pearl diving to try and figure out if there's, you know, what's causing these magical pearls, essentially.
Okay.
Did you want to go with them and do that?
No. That they seem to have this completely in hand. Pearl diving.
Alright, Sivart is... What do you want to do, Sivart?
I'll watch them pearl dive.
You can just accompany them and watch. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Sivart is going along to watch. He's not actually going to pearl dive. Alright, you head out to one of the fields that the king told you about to pearl dive. You guys are level 5?
6.
6.
You guys are level 6, okay. Okay. Alright, let's do this in stages. First, we'll do a group perception check. Sivart, you don't have to be a part of this. Let's see, there are 4 of you. To find some good places to dive, we'll say good, DC 40, better, DC 52, best, DC 60. Perception, and you all have advantage for your pearl diving expertise. So we still need one for Layla. From Layla.
I'm sorry. Perception.
Yeah.
With advantage.
I was reading that thing about the D&D wiki.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so let's see. 13 plus 17 is 30. Plus Jericho is 51. So that is more than 60. Okay, so you find a good place to go diving for pearls. You find several clams. Now you all need to roll survival to attempt to get them to open the clams. This will be... Say, we'll just put the group DC at 52. With advantage because pearl diving. 18 plus 19 is 37. Plus 19 is more than enough to tip it over the edge. So you guys eventually figure out, you can pry them open with a dagger, or you can kind of coax them open. And you're looking through all these giant clams and trying to find these pearls, but you don't find any quite yet. But then you find one inside this clam, just sitting there, open, waiting. But it's an obvious trap. Who wants to try sleight of hand to steal the pearl out of the clam's mouth?
Sleight of hand.
Agamemnon! I bet you can't grab it.
I'ma do it!
Crush the pearl.
Who wants?
No,
only
I think,
one person can attempt to steal it.
I think Nyx is the best choice.
25. You dart in very quickly with your nimble rogue fingers, and you grab this small pearl. It's not as big as Layla's, but it's quite sizable.
Ha! I got it.
And you now have... let me look up prices on these pearls. Second edition, third, fifth editions. Okay, so common ones are worth 100 gold pieces. Alright. You have a pearl which appears, milky white in color. You did it. You did it. No, wait.
My cat trolled it.
You did it.
While we keep looking, Sivar, if you're just gonna stand there and be useless, why don't you turn on your special eye?
I cast light on him.
You cast light on Jericho?
Yeah.
Alright, you cast light on Jericho.
I'll give him a thumbs up.
I would like to charm person, Sivar.
What's that? What's the save?
I don't know.
14. All right.
DC 14.
Sivar is not charmed by your wily tiefling ways.
He's not amused.
Okay, no, but the real question is, do I want to be super petty and use a portent on it?
Get over here, Sivar.
That is
Go get in that
a
next
question.
clam.
Well, if you guys want to keep looking, then I'll take a moment and try and work out the magic in it, since Sivar just wants to be a plebeian.
Okie dokie.
So I'll cast Detect Magic as a ritual.
Alright, you take some time to detect magic on this pearl. As you open up your special eyes, you feel, again, Agamemnon's Warhammer, Layla's pearl, and maybe from Solomon or Peen. But this pearl that you have in your hand is nothing. Just a regular pearl.
You've led us on a red herring.
I haven't told you yet, but
I can sense your
Yeah,
despair.
stop metagaming. Stop metagaming.
as I look around, like throughout the fields, and I'm looking, under us and the ground, am I seeing any auras of magic around?
You're not sensing anything other than the items on your persons.
And just to be clear, this was just a field that the king recommended. It wasn't necessarily the one the Grung were using.
Yeah, it's just a field. You're not sure if the Grung use it or not.
Well, I'm not sure, guys, if this is the right place. Decent enough pearl for the king's hobby, but not what we're looking for.
Might be able to sell it for a pretty penny on land, though.
Here's a thought, Layla. I mean, not to drag up bad memories, but up until recently, you've been pretty good friends with Mellum. Would you have heard anything about Grung and pearl harvesting?
Roll a history check if you want to recall information about that, Layla. DC 17.
Oh, wow.
Oh my word.
Layla knows everything about.
Layla actually had a conversation with Mellum about this once, wondering about where they always find these pearls. And Mellum was, conversational, and he basically told you that you remember now that he told you that the pearls that they attribute to the king are enchanted by their shamans. Though Mellum himself did not believe that it does anything. There is some sort of ritual involved before they present it to the king.
Yeah, looking back on it, that does sound a little suspicious.
So, what were you remembering?
That, Oh god, I'm sorry.
Do you need information from the DM?
Yes, I guess it went one ear and I'm like, wait, what did I hear?
What was the question?
She didn't communicate what Mellum told her.
Mellum, basically you had conversations with him about how the Grung would find the pearls, then bring them back to their shamans, and they would have some sort of ritual before presenting it to the king.
Right, so they would do something with it or to it before it was actually given as. Which, like I said, in hindsight, now that I'm older, seems a little suspicious.
Things point to Songi again, but now I'm not sure if this is just all a false flag. I don't think the Grung would have the power to enchant this second awesome artifact all by themselves, or if they could, why hadn't they done it already?
Wait, what? What do you mean? Let's just go take it to Sangi.
Y'all can take it to
believe-
Sangi.
What
I
did you
could
do to
apologize.
Songi?
Talk to you lot, yes.
I'm getting the sense that something happened. Inform me what happened.
Ask Layla.
Layla, what happened?
He wasn't telling us the truth, so I tried to make friends with him and butter him up a bit, and he was able to tell.
Did
And
you
then he
use the
said it.
term spell?
Yes.
Don't you do that. Don't do that to good people. I'll go talk to Sangi. How far away is he from here?
About half a day's swim.
Jesus. What wasn't there Jericho? Jericho, will you escort me to Sangi's place?
Alright, but you don't have to speak with them, Layla, but we do need you to come in case we need the pearl.
I will, and I'll apologize for my actions, and maybe that'll smooth some things over.
How about this fresh new pearl that we found? We'll present it as a gift.
It's a good idea.
Alright, as you are all preparing to head out, roll a perception check for me.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. I got water in my eyes. Ah, it's salty.
Uh, 11. Okay. So as you guys are getting ready to leave, Jericho seems to be the only one that notices 4 figures in the water, swimming, circling, almost as if they're waiting for you to move. They get close and it's too late. You've been surrounded by sharks!
Oh.
Oh,
Everyone
no.
is surprised.
Please don't.
Everyone roll for initiative. He tried to warn you, but you didn't listen. Wow.
You know how hard it is to work around this cat?
I know.
You can
I
always shove him off your
know.
lap.
Well, that's so
But he gets
mean.
bitey, and he's sick.
Is he sick? Oh.
He's got a little kitty die.
Just put their attacks in. Wow, Solomon. Something about that new form has given him an awareness to sharks. Predators. And these are really huge sharks, as you can see by their tendencies. Okay, we're good to go. Who wants to go first, Sivart or Solomon?
The Solomon.
Solomon
Okay.
will go first. Alright, you can arrange yourselves inside the red square however you want before combat begins.
I like my spot.
Can you do me a favor and snap Solomon to the grid?
Yeah. There.
Thank you. So I think he's just gonna go hug next.
Is that all he will do?
Yes.
Okay. Sivart is surprised. Technically Solomon was surprised, but he's doing that before combat begins. Jericho... He's the only one that's Solomon? Yeah, okay. Sivart is no longer surprised. Aggie is no longer surprised. Layla is no longer surprised. Nyx is no longer surprised. Jericho, it is your turn.
Alright, I'm going to swim over here, kind of between my friends, and I'm going to cast a 3rd level heroism.
Heroism. Okay.
See, one additional creature for each above the first, so I get Aggie, Sivart, and Nick.
Aggie, Sivart, and Nyx. Okay.
How long does this last?
It's concentration.
Up to a minute.
Cool.
And how much temp HP do they get?
3 at the beginning of the start of our turn.
Start of your turns. Alright. Is that it, Jericho?
Yeah, that'll be it.
Alright. The sharks. I should probably figure out what their move speed is. It's 40. Okay. The sharks begin to swim and circle around. And they start to close in for the kill. As they continue to surround you. This first one will bite against Nyx. No. Oh my word.
I will.
Oh god.
I will give disadvantage with reaction.
15 versus AC. Nyx.
That matches.
Alright. So it takes a bite out of you and you take 19 piercing damage. As it bites into your arm and wriggles about.
Well, the 19 was the crit damage, wasn't it? Or no, it doesn't crit. That hurts.
This one tries to bite into Sivart. No!
Ow.
I take my other reaction.
No, I'll portent it to a 6.
Alright, 6 plus 6 is 12.
That will not hit.
Alright, that will miss. This one will bite against Layla. Not a nat 20. This
For
one
fucking
will...
ones.
This one will bite Aggie for 13 piercing damage as it crunches into your plate.
No! I just got a battle.
It gets dented and it hurts! And there is blood in the water.
First blood.
Solomon.
Solomon would like to help Nyx against her shark people.
Alright, Nyx has advantage against this shark as it swims around and distracts the shark.
Blows a bubble into its face, but that'll be his turn.
Oof.
Sivart.
I'll reach over and tap Nyx on the shoulder. With a cure wounds.
Wow.
Oh wow, thank you.
3d8 as a third level spell. This warlock.
Boop.
Nyx regains all of her HP.
That was a nasty bite, Nyx. Alright, I will hold my position.
Alright. We move on to Aggie.
Aggie will be using the spear for his attacks.
As a note, you have a swim speed now, so you won't have
Ah.
disadvantage
Wonderful.
because of the cloak. Alright, which one are you bludgeoning to death? That one?
Correct.
Alright. Aggie, for some reason it's much easier to maneuver the Warhammer around. You bludgeon the shark for a total of 21 bludgeoning damage.
As a bonus action, I'll cast Shield of Faith on Nick.
Alright. Also, as a note, both Sivart and Agamemnon, you have 3 temporary HP.
Yep, I've been keeping track.
Nyx has Shield of Faith. Faith helps if I can spell it. There we go.
And that's the end of my turn.
Okay. We'll move on to Layla. Layla casts Shatter. Use your 10-foot radius sphere.
Oh,
Alright.
you can hit 2 Sharky boys.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to do.
Which ones do you want to hit?
Can I hit that one? And that one?
Yeah, alright. The one on the left will roll his con save. He will fail. The one on the
Oh
right
no.
will succeed. Half as much on the success. Okay, so he takes 13 damage. 13 thunder damage. As a ripple expands outward in the water. A very shattery type of ripple. So let's see, that's 6 and a half. Okay.
I'd imagine that's like a depth charge going off.
Yes. Essentially a big thum appears nearby, and it kind of hurts your ears a little bit, but otherwise you seem fine. Does it do anything else? It does not.
And I would like to also inspire Savart, please.
Alright, how do you inspire
Yeah.
Sivart?
He should be afraid of you. You're like a land version of a shark.
I'll show my sharp teeth.
Crunch, crunch.
Okie dokie. I will attack with my dagger on the Sharky boy that I have advantage against.
Alright. You come in with your dagger and you pierce him for 7 damage. You may roll sneak attack if you wish. For next to 5 piercing damage. As you stab the shark in the side, as it gets too close to you. You stab at him again with your other dagger, but unfortunately he's too far away. His short arms just can't reach. And you miss.
Darn it. End of turn.
Jericho.
Alrighty, I would like to going to viciously mock the Sharky Boy by Sivart.
How will you mock the shark?
We're kind of underwater, so I'm just going to do that, like, fingers, or put my hands up on my head and neener, neener, neen.
That's not a bad one.
The shark does not understand the gesture, but somehow feels burdened, as if it has just been mocked viciously. It has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
And let's go ahead and inspire Agamemnon with a elbow to the shoulder blade.
Agamemnon is inspired by Jericho.
You got this.
I guess.
The sharks continue to circle and surround you. The first bite against Sivart at disadvantage. 2d20, keep lowest 1 plus 6. 13 versus your AC.
That will hit.
It will hit.
Ooh, your AC is so low.
Mm-hmm.
Bites down for 7 piercing damage. It takes a chunk out of you. More blood sprays into the water. The next one tries to take a bite out of Layla. Rolls a natural 20.
I'll use my reaction to disadvantage it.
Alright.
That was a heckin' monk.
He still hits for 10 piercing damage. But at least it's not a crit.
Yee.
These sharks are good at that.
Apparently, this shark smells the blood in the water and attacks Agamemnon.
Brrr, he misses.
Wow. This one attacks Nyx, who has all of her hit points back, so
Misses.
bites and misses. The sharks are getting hungry.
They're getting hangry.
Solomon's turn.
He'll do the same thing. He'll help Nyx with that Sharky Boy.
Alright, on to Sivart. Sivart, you gain 3 temporary HP.
Yes.
You're at 3. I should say.
Currently I'm at 3. I'll give this Sharky Boy next to a shocking good time.
A shocking good time, unfortunately.
I'll use my inspiration.
You'll use your inspiration. Roll
What
a
is it
D8.
at right now?
Layla's is a D8. You
Yep,
use
yep.
your inspiration to reach out just a little bit further and shock this shark with your lightning grasp. Can't take reactions. Okay. Okay, he is shocked for 12 lightning damage.
Zap. Okay.
Honestly,
I'll finish my turn there.
the sound effects cutting in and out of her Discord kind of make it better, to be fair.
Agamemnon.
I believe Agamemnon is going to attack the Sharky Boy in front of him.
Attack him with your Warhammer multiple times, dealing a total of 21 bludgeoning damage. It's too much for the shark to take. It gets scared and swims away.
We got him on the ropes now, boys.
It's gone.
And that will end my turn.
Layla.
I'm looking. Gonna pew that fine boy in front of me.
Alright, psychic or thunder?
Let's do psychic.
Alright. You stretch out and fire off a chaos bolt at the Sharky boy. You hear dissonant whispers in the wind, and suddenly, almost a scream within your mind. It does not affect you, but the Sharky boy the shark writhes, as if in pain, as you deal 18 psychic damage.
That'll be it for me.
Right. Nyx, Solomon is darting around the shark in front of you. Attempting
Yes,
to
that
take
is the
advantage.
shark I will attack.
You stab at him with your dagger, finding purchase. And you twist the knife for a total of 20 piercing damage. And stab again with your offhand dagger. Stabby stab stab! You make
Shanky shank shank.
some sizable cuts in the shark, but is still determined on finding its next meal.
And turn.
Jericho.
I would like to. Am I in touch range of Sivard's shark boy?
Yeah.
I'll do the same thing of electrocute his face.
More shocking.
I'd like to do like the charge my paddles up and boop him in the snoot.
Charge up your defibrillator hands. And it's still kind of reeling from Sivard's shock, and you shock him again! And he definitely can't take reactions this turn.
Oprah Winfrey finger shake, and that'll be my turn.
This shark recovers. It smells the blood in the water and attacks, bites at Sivart in a frenzy.
Ah.
I'm
You're
gonna
kidding.
disadvantage that.
Yeah, he rolled a 20, so he'll just roll again. 11 plus... Oh wait, no, never mind. 11 versus your AC.
That will miss.
It will miss!
I knew staying in a cluster would be good for me. Ding, ding.
Right?
The shark in a frenzy reaches out for Sivart, but Agamemnon with his shield hand just kind of pulls him to the side at the last moment. Blocks the attack. Layla, have you been bitten yet? You have, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This shark, in a blood frenzy, attacks you and deals 15 piercing damage as it grabs hold. It attempts to rip your leg off, but you punch it, get free.
I
But
punched
still
in the
hurts.
snoot.
That is actually what you do if you're attacked by a shark.
Eee.
Knows.
And you know why?
No, please tell me why.
It's because
It
sharks cannot
confuses
swim
them.
backwards. So if they get booped in the snoot, they think they've hit a wall, so they turn. So they don't get trapped. That's why if you ever go to like SeaWorld or something, shark pens will always be circular. Because if they get trapped in a corner, they can't swim backwards. This other shark smells the blood in the water and heads to Agamemnon to take a bite.
Ho ho, you hit.
Nog! It crunches into your plate, dealing 11 piercing damage.
I'll use Stone and Dirt.
You take the hit, you endure. Reducing the damage by 9, making it only 2 piercing damage. Which is eaten up by the temp HP. Solomon.
He's gonna. Yeah, I'll just do the same thing again. I'll help Nick.
Alright, Solomon continues to distract this shark. So I can get rid of this red box. Giving Nyx the opportunity she needs to stab it. Good one.
Thank you.
Sivart.
Ah. Why does it have to be so close? Back away, you! Oh. I'll cast Shocking Grasp on Sharky Boy here.
Alright, you cast Shocking Grasp, but it's become wary of your attacks and dodges to the side. As your Shocking Grasp misses. Your Shocking Grasp misses.
I'm done.
Aggie.
I believe Agamemnon is going to cast Sanctuary on Layla.
Layla has been granted Sanctuary.
I need it, thank you.
DC 14, sorry.
DC 14, okay. Anything else?
No, that should do it for.
Okay. Layla, you feel a sort of quiet calm come over you.
Is there anyone more critically injured than I?
It does
Are
not
y'all
appear to be
hurt?
the same. It does not appear to be so. You seem to be taking the worst of it.
Am I allowed to use healing word on myself?
I mean,
Yes.
that's the case.
What is the healing word?
Yikes.
You say yikes as you cast healing word on yourself and regain 5 hit points.
I would also like to go ahead and inspire Nyx.
You cannot inspire after using Healing Word.
Oh, I can't.
No, healing word is a bonus action.
Oh, okay.
So you can do a cantrip now.
Rad.
Do you want to cast a cantrip?
I'd like to hit the shark ahead of me.
You cast frostbite on this shark. And it saves against the cold as it is used to the
Goodness.
depths. The quiet calm that you felt come over you disappears.
Why'd you do that?
Because I'm an ignorant bitch, that's why.
On to Nyx.
Okay. With Solomon's help, I will do some more stabbing. Oh no!
A 14 will hit.
Oh, good.
Just managed to stab it for 7 piercing damage. Once again, twist the knife. And as you do it, the shark seems to get fed up with trying to bite and eat you. It quickly swims away, trailing the blood from the many stab wounds you have given it.
Good. And then I will.
You cut out, sorry. What are you doing?
I'm gonna move down to help out Layla.
Alright.
And that'll end my turn.
Jericho.
Alright, let's see. I would like to Dissonant Whispers, Sivart Sharky Boy.
Alright. Roll a saving throw, and he will succeed, as he seems unaffected by your dissonant whispers.
So he does take 5 psychic damage.
Yes, okay. But he does seem to be in pain of some kind, as the whispers enter his tiny, sharp mind.
Yeah, that'll be my turn, because I don't want to get...
Alright. The shark continues to bite at Sivart, who doesn't have full HP, right?
I'm missing like 2.
Alright. Blood in the water!
No!
It bites at you for 16 piercing damage.
There goes all my extra HPs.
The other one bites at Layla. Very tasty Layla. For 14 piercing damage. As I believe...
I will Cutting Words it down, so that's 9 damage.
Yes, that will do 9 damage. So Layla is still
Thank-
in the green.
Oh, would that have taken you down otherwise?
Yee.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, she was pretty low. Alright, we move on to Solomon.
Solo manly man.
Best Boy is going to help Aggie against the Sharky.
Alright. Solomon is striking that shark to give Agamemnon a shot. Sivart.
Have at thee with lightning.
Also you gain 3 temp HP. Oh dear!
These...
The
Yes.
shark gets shocked by Sivart's lightning. And it begins to convulse rapidly. Until eventually it goes belly up. And begins to float to the surface.
That's a long way down. I mean,
It'll get there eventually if it is not consumed by other predators.
alright, I'm done.
Aggie.
Agamemnon will traipse up to this fellow and smack him about.
Alright. You smack him about for a total of 16 bludgeoning damage. After being
And I'll
almost-
do
Go ahead.
a divine smite. Wherever it is. On my stupid sheet.
Check class actions, maybe?
I thought it would be there, but it's not.
Maybe you put it in your spells.
probably.
What level spell slot do you want to burn?
Level 2.
Alright, so roll 3d8. You smite this beast with righteous fury, dealing 16 bludgeoning damage plus 11 radiant damage. The light travels throughout its body and it explodes! And there are now giblets floating in the water.
Solomon
Sorry, go ahead.
Solomon flexes his seahorse snoot.
And Agamemnon will console Layla on nearly dying. You know, Sanctuary is a wonderful spell, a blessing from Elise.
How is Layla looking?
Yes.
Layla's
Looking rough,
cut up
buddy.
pretty bad.
Here, Layla, let me help with that. Oh,
Damn, thank you.
Thanks for your help, Solomon.
Layla's wounds start to knit back together. But there is still
Thanks.
some blood in the water.
Nyx gets a very tiny high five from the tail of a seahorse.
Yes.
Yeah, high five!
Horsey 5. Underwater horse 5.
Let's try and keep going and maybe find a safe place to catch a breath, and we'll patch ourselves.
Alright, you managed to swim out of the, You swim out of these fields that you went to go pearl diving. You kind of find more shallower depths away from predators. You managed to get back to Corrales Kingdom, the capital city, and eventually find a good place to patch up or reassess, as it were.
You know what time it is, Layla?
I have no exact time it is ever down here.
Do it time.
Oh, no.
Do it.
Another important thing I forgot to do.
You didn't have the music? How dare you?
I don't have a lot of music anymore because Fanburst shut down.
Aw.
F's in chat, please.
Can we get it? This is so sad. Alexa, this is so sad. Can we get an F in chat? I'll get it. 1 second. SoundCloud. Okay. Right.
Roll
There we go.
Roll another d6 plus your con mod.
Not why that was my extra D6.
Because both of our stacks, you get a second one, and you didn't get your con modifier on the original hit dice.
Perfect.
Nice.
Oh boy.
No, I mean it. That got me right up to max.
I'm working on it. It's just this music adding thing is good. It's just finicky and picky. It's just picky. Song of Rest. There we go. Alright. As you all take a short rest, Jericho and Layla sing to you and perform and give a good harmony. Just in time for the DM to upload it. And you all regain some health.
If I can find my hit die. Here we go.
If you so wish. I mean, it's up to you. Alright, what is the party's current plan?
Oh, well. Oh, that's right. We were supposed to go take this pearl over to the shaman. Ah. All right. Jericho, you got that pearl?
Yeah, I do have a thought. I mean, we could either trapeze out to visit Sangi again, or we could have Prince Shoal order him to.
I'm more for the persuading instead of ordering around thing.
We could always disguise it as marshaling our forces here in Corrales.
I'm certain that the shaman Agamemnon, what's his name?
Sanji.
Sangi
Trapes.
would be much more willing to help us with words of honey rather than salty words of war.
Can I just ask a quick question?
Sure.
Jericho, did you mean trapes out to him? Instead of trapeze?
Trapeze? I mean, trapeze technically works.
Did I say trapeze? I actually have zero recollection of saying that.
I heard trapeze.
Well, we do have it recorded.
I'll have to look back, because I'll be totally honest, no recollection of the words I said previously.
I believe you said trapes.
Well, it could be me, because I'm not exactly 100% either. Alright, how does the party want to talk to Sangi?
I'm guessing Sivart and Jericho are going to go in with the pearl and apologize, while Layla and Aggie and Nyx wait outside.
Oh, well, we could bring Layla in and have her do her princessly duty and apologize like the big woman she is.
Oh, this is true, Layla. You did cast bad spells on the person. You should be the one that apologizes.
I know.
Alright, so you guys head out there. Takes you about half a day. You're not entirely sure what time it is by the time you get there, but you manage to find it again with Agamemnon, Layla, and Nyx's help. You kind of figured out the route to get there now.
Perfect.
And you eventually come up to the cave, and there are, some grung by the entrance. You swim down the 25, 30 feet through the narrow passageway and come back up. And there's the grung. Let's just switch over to the map.
Hey, it's us.
So there's the grung there, and they stop you
Greetings.
and say, "Those three are no longer welcome here."
Layla would like to present a present for her past transgression. She is sorry for what she did. Layla? Would you like to show them what you've brought?
She'll come forward and bow to them as well as she can and hold out the little pearl. I would like to apologize to Sanji for using a spell on him when I felt like it was needed, and I would like to tell him that in person.
Oh, she used a spell on Songi. Oh, no
Yes.
wonder. It is up to him to forgive you or not. You may pass, but know that you are still not welcome.
I
Thank you.
understand.
Tread
Thank
carefully, daughter of King Triton.
Jericho?
Yos.
You guys are able to make it into Songi's chambers. So I'll just drag you down there. You step inside and you hear a voice that comes as if from the walls. It says, I thought I said you were no longer welcome here.
Sangi, Layla has realized her mistake from before and wishes to apologize. She's come to give you an offering.
How quaint that one of her servants apologizes for her.
Layla, would you like to show and then apologize?
Of course. She will do about the same she did with the Grung and kind of bow at him and hold out the pearl.
Bow at the room.
Well, you know what I mean. I am sorry that I used a spell on you. I felt like you damaged my trust by withholding information from me, and I apologize for responding that way.
And why should I accept this gift?
We went out all on our own and helped and found it. And took down a lot of sharks.
I'm thinking of what to say next, because I'm trying to picture this guy's position.
I can picture Sivart's position. He's just biting his lower lip as hard as he can.
A pearl for a pearl? Why, shaman?
That makes no
Queen.
sense.
It was you, after all, or at least your people, that gave Layla the very pearl that she wears now, at least according to her parents.
That
Yes,
is
it is
another
a-
matter entirely. That does not concern you.
It concerns us perhaps more than you think. That's why we've come back.
I will speak to you. The others will leave.
Who did he point at someone?
It's inferred that he's talking to Jericho.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Layla, go. Layla,
I'm working on it. I've got a cat in my lap.
go leave the pearl.
She'll go back and hand the pearl to Jericho to hand.
Alrighty.
How do they sit on these things?
I'm actually gonna take you into private chat for a bit. As soon as I remember your Discord username.
Oh boy.
Alright. You are standing in the room. He is yet to reveal himself. He says, "What do you know, child of chaos?"
I have my hunch that the artifact that we have learned might enhance the Rod of Aquatic Dominance is not too dissimilar from the pearl that Layla wears around her neck even.
What artifact do you speak of?
It has come to our attention that the Marrow Queen is seeking another prize, something that will allow her to empower the rod so that it might entrance even stronger willed creatures.
Why do you think this?
The fake prince, the doppelganger, who we but recently ousted with the help of you and the real Prince Shoal, told us as much. And if you think about it, I mean, they've held the palace for weeks now, and yet they've not acted. They're still waiting. She's still looking for something.
My ancestors once tried to do such a thing, but we failed. We could not understand the complexities of the rod itself.
Why is it that you give the Corrales family pearls every year as tribute?
To appease their wrath, lest they find us no longer useful.
And what is the significance of the magic you put on these pearls? I have seen the queens and some of Layla's siblings. There is magic there, however.
There is silence for what seems like an eternity. Eventually, in front of you appears Songyi, almost as if he was standing there in front of you the entire time. He says, "We bless the pearls with the magic of the Grung, hoping that one day it will be what saves us. It is nothing more than superstition. But what we have done for Layla, this is a magic latent within all Grung shaman, such as myself, my ancestors, my predecessors, as well as those that will follow. We can see the weave much as you, child of chaos."
But the Marrow Queen will not be content with this level of power. She seeks something greater. Do you know where she might try to find?
It is possible that with any sort of font of magical power, she could use the rod to greater purposes. But such thing will be difficult without finding certain places of power. Surely you have felt in this world that there are places where the magic of the weave is strong.
Indeed, but I will be the first to admit I am out of my element down beneath the waves. I have not felt connected in the way that I have above land.
Then you will need to adapt, or I fear calamity will strike us all.
I thank you for being forthright with me. I will do my best. I will try and find this font before the Queen finds it first.
Let me see that pearl.
I'll hand it over to the small frog boy.
He'll kind of look it over and eye it. Say, yes, this one will do well for this year's tribute. I will accept this gift and think over what has happened. But please do not trouble me anymore. I have a people to lead.
We will not disturb you any further, but hopefully, working together as we have, we'll make sure that there will be peace under the seas once more.
A day which I long for. Now go. I must think on things.
He will do a little nod, bow, and turn and head back towards his friend.
And he kind of camouflages into the wall again. And you kind of blink and you lose sight of him. Alright, we're in the private chat. Durr!
I haven't had work because it's been closed. The library's been closed. We're doing painting.
I was in the
Painting
private
of the
chat,
library.
and
Yes.
Rin was like, "All right," I go back and start talking to him, like, and so I'm just like sitting there. All right, go ahead, talk to him. And I forgot we were in the private chat.
So you're just talking?
No, he wasn't saying anything. I'm like, "Well, go ahead," and I'm like, "Oh wait, we're in private. My bad." Yeah, Jericho comes out after about 5-10 minutes.
Jericho will come back and greet y'all, and he is pearlless now. We got what we came for, but it's time for us to go.
All right. Wait. All right. You know what? Hey, Nyx, Agamemnon. We have given our gift. We've made amends, hopefully, but we should still go.
Okay.
Jericho, are we friends again? With our shaman friend?
Well, he's not going to be inviting you to his birthday party anytime soon, Layla, but he said he'd think about it.
Best we could probably have hoped for.
And what did we learn here?
He did give me a clue. The shaman of the Grung are able to help enchant the pearls, but they only are so strong, and that's not the prize the Marrow Queen's looking for. She's looking for some place with such a natural concentration of magic energy that the rod will just work better there.
Layla, would you know any place like that? Or perhaps your father?
Would I?
You know what, Layla, roll a history with disadvantage. You know what, just roll it normally, because you kind of went into the magical things to become a bard. Wow, okay. Layla crushing it with these history checks tonight.
She's like, I remember. I've seen this place. You're the one in my dreams.
Alright. You know what? Let's come up with a name for this place. Fantasy. Fantasy name generator. I need fantasy setting. Blasphemous rituals might work, but I actually need a kind of temple. These works. Okay. Let's find a good one. That actually work. Ooh, that could work. Yeah, let's do that. Alright. Layla, the one that immediately comes to mind is from bedtime stories and from a little bit of magical research that you've done, that in the Keralis Kingdom there are several places of power, as it were, and the one that you must absolutely never go to is called the Leviathan's Grave.
I love that name.
As do I.
That sounds horrible. Like, I would...
Essentially, the story behind it is that the Leviathan was a beast that patrolled the waters, and it obviously ate everything it came across. And the Leviathan's grave is where it was finally put to rest, and it's just huge bones of this huge beast. Like, I don't know what to compare it to other than like a blue whale or bigger. Just imagine a gigantic water snake that, was only really told of in stories and fables. And since you're a bard, you've kind of learned about it to tell it from time to time. You maybe even told the story of the Leviathan while you've been out and about on land exploring. And, you've learned that this place is like one of the most magical places because of not only this kind of necromantic power from this Leviathan, that it's also, basically everything avoids it because they're scared of the concept of this Leviathan. Like, there's no sharks, there's no fish, like nothing patrols the waters. And you figure, if anything, that would be the most powerful place of magical power, as it were. And you can essentially relate this information if you wish.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll share this info with them.
Brilliant. That's great. Perhaps we should go back and relay this information to your brother.
Something tells me that if you were able to think of it really quickly, that we're on a time crunch here, people.
Well, not necessarily. Remember, they've spent 3 weeks already shredding water on this. So, I just wanted a second opinion, perhaps from your father or brother. And if anything, we can gather more forces and go there ourselves.
We need no second opinion. I trust Layla. We go now.
I mean, she is a bard. It's her job to learn stories.
Alright.
Alright, plan of action. Head back to the kingdom. Head to the Leviathan's grave. Head back to Lewick.
Let's go vacation in Fiji.
Vacation in Fiji. As you were about to swim away, you were stopped by a guard that says, "Sorry, nuclear radiation this way. You have to turn around."
Suspicious.
Don't worry about it.
Alright, I'm honestly, kind of agree with Aggie on this one. Like, anytime we waste, if they get there first, they already have the rod. If they get there, it's kind of game over for us.
How far away is it?
Because Layla got a nat 20, she would know the whereabouts of the Leviathan's grave. It's probably about half a day's swim away from the kingdom to the northeast. You guys went south to friggin' the cave with Songi's cave. We'll call it that.
Is the castle on the way?
It can be on the way. You have to go out of your way just a little bit.
Because I think reinforcements are better than none.
But as a note,
We could.
it's pretty much late evening right now, even though you can't tell what time it is.
We're not super welcome here anyway, but I think we might as well make a good trek towards the castle.
What about the rest of you? What do you think?
I'm in the middle of a sneezing fit, so I don't have an opinion.
I say we rest till morning, and then head over to it.
Fine.
Good enough? We can even ask the Grung here if we can spend some time in the cave.
We're not really welcome to stay.
Oh. It was that bad? Alright. Alright. Either way.
What was said, actually?
Some things that, I'll be honest, Layla, I'm not supposed to tell you.
Okay.
He's not... They're still on our side, but we've overstayed our welcome and overstayed his hospitality. We shouldn't stay the night here, at the very least.
Let's get out of here.
Alright, so what's the plan?
I guess we'll set up camp here, and then in the morning head over to the site. I forgot the name of it.
The grave.
The grave.
Alright. You set up camp for the night. You find a good place to lay down in the dirt amid some coral, some plankton, or not plankton, seaweed.
Question real quick.
Yeah.
Does a familiar disappear if you send them far away? Like, can they take a task to go somewhere else?
I don't think they disappear. You just can't communicate with them. Let's see. Familiar is a chosen form. Basic commands. 0 HP. Actually, see if familiar start your next turn. Actually, chip would dismiss. Actually, whatever is going to reappear. It doesn't look like it disappears if it gets within so many feet away. Hold on. Yeah, it doesn't look like it does. So I know that was a thing in 3.5. Or Pathfinder. I can't remember.
Alright, well, if I can send him far away, I might have an idea to kill two birds with one stone and get a message to Prince.
Alright. Let me look up. It's a seahorse. Which apparently doesn't have a stat block. Oh. Apparently it's 2 words. And all this time I've been spelling it as 1. Okay, swim speed, 20 feet. So it can move. Let's see, it took you guys half a day. So yeah, it will take him a little over half a day to get back. But how is he going to carry a message?
We can't use pen and paper.
Right.
Damn.
Would Layla, do you have any of the writing utensils that Triton?
Do I?
What's in your inventory? Let's take a look.
Yeah, I'm taking a look. It doesn't look like it.
Oh, can I pop my head back in the Grung Cave then and just ask if they have a writing, like something I can write on?
I thought you said we want welcome.
You
I
pop
know,
back
but
inside
I-
the cave and they're like, "What do you want?"
We're here to annoy you.
Trying to write something down. We don't have the tablets. Do you guys have the copper tablets that people write on down under?
I don't think we have anything like that.
Fair enough. Oh, I'm gonna scrap that plan then if I can't write.
No writing underwater.
Could we tell him something and he can, like, Morse code it out? I don't know.
No.
Does your brother know Morse code?
Maybe someone should go with him.
I'm gonna hold up Peen.
Split the party.
No, it's fine. All right, if we get there, and
I can't breathe underwater.
Peen, you're a familiar. You
I
don't
can't
breathe.
breathe. He's like doing this whole dramatic thing.
As all lizards do. It's just doing the thing. Like, get back in the bag, Peen.
Oh.
How about this? We'll just go investigate the site. If they truly have an entire force there, we can just retreat and go get help. That sound good?
Yes.
Sounds like our best bet, really.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Alright, let's find a tiny little pocket around here to get some rest.
You find a fairly decent place to get some rest.
Taking a nap.
Sorry, Jericho,
Get-
no light side destiny points in 5e.
So we
Layla, you'll
sleep.
have to tell us when it's morning time, because I still don't know how to tell time down here.
Well, I can do that.
Alright. Who wants to do what watch? Set up the watches here. Why is that not in there?
Sivart will take first watch.
Sivart will take first watch.
We'll have to cast light. Who's next?
I will.
Alright.
Nyx will take second watch.
Jericho will do
Thanks.
the one before morning.
Can you see in the dark?
Nyx is a gnome, right?
Yes.
Alright.
A forest gnome?
Forest, no.
What kind of gnome are you?
Yeah, I'm a forest gnome.
Okay. Yeah, they all have dark vision.
Alright.
Alright, who wants to
Who
take
here
third
doesn't?
watch?
Who here doesn't have dark vision?
That would be me.
Me?
Alright.
I thought
You two?
did play that. Oh no, that's right, you don't.
Triton don't have dark vision for some reason.
Yeah.
I know.
Just weird.
So, Sivart has to wake up every shift turn to cast light on the new person.
Well, you don't have to.
Well, it only lasts an hour.
That
I mean, you
means
can
you'd have
keep
to
it
wake up
on-
every hour.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. Wait, let's see how long it lasts. Pretty sure it's an hour. Twilight spell. Cast spell. Yeah, it's 1 hour. Can I do it longer?
Nope.
No, it's a cantrip. Nope, just I'll be there for every shift change, or at least for Agamemnon and Layla. So how about Agamemnon and Layla, you take the next 2 shifts so I can actually get some sleep.
Why do we
sounds
need
good.
everybody to take a shift?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
These are 2-hour shifts, so you can split them
Yeah.
up, or you can only take 2 if you want a long rest.
So the last shift is between Nyx and Jericho. I guess you should play rock, paper, scissors. Or just roll for it.
I'm confused. What are we doing?
We're
Well,
setting
because
up, we're
because
setting up
Agamemnon
watches.
and Layla can't, and Sivart can't see at night, they need some source of light. We don't have torches underwater. I was looking through my inventory. I'm like, crap. So Sivart has to wake up every every hour to go cast it. In order to Sivart get a decent amount of sleep, it means that at least the last 2 shifts need to kind of be,
You
either
don't
Nyx or
need to
Jericho.
cast light on everyone. Not everyone needs to take a shift. You need 2 to 3 shifts for a night. 2 of us have dark vision. You're the only one that needs.
2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, 2 of us have to.
You can take 3-hour shift.
Well, that sounds horrible.
I think we'll manage.
All right.
Just making it more complicated than it needs to be.
Well, glory be to those who can see in the dark. How about that? All right.
Alright, 3 3-hour shifts. Starting with
Uh,
Sivart.
Starting with Sivart.
Sivart, roll a d10 followed with perception.
D10 and ah, yes.
Alright,
Like a
Sivart
hawk.
stays vigilant during his shift. But thankfully nothing really bothers you. There are some neat fish down here, though. Eventually 3 hours are up, and you wake up Nyx to take shift.
Your turn, Nyx. Have luck with that.
Get some rest.
Sivart's light turns off and becomes dark, but Nyx has no problem seeing in the dark. Nyx, roll a d10 followed by perception. Nyx's intimidating presence keeps all of the baddies at bay.
Grrr.
Maybe they just didn't see her.
Probably. But nothing
It's
happens
easier to
during your
hide.
shift, Nyx, as everyone is able to get some more sleep. Eventually, at the end of your shift, you wake Jericho up for his turn.
Time to get up. Poke, poke.
Practicing your stabbing on me this time.
No. Okay, go on. I'm gonna get some sleep.
Jericho, you open up your special eyes. Just the dark vision kind. Roll a d10 followed by perception. Alright, with your special eyes, you can see a large figure that looks almost like one of the sharks,
figures.
but much smaller. It seems to be patrolling the waters nearby. It doesn't seem to give you much notice. As you don't look particularly tasty, and you're not moving about flailing wildly. And it passes you by. At the end of your watch, everyone wakes up feeling refreshed and restored as we begin the dawn of a new day. As the parties, if I remember correctly, the plan is to go find this Leviathan's grave and investigate.
I
Right.
believe so.
Alright.
Yeah.
But before we can do any of that, we must ask ourselves these following questions. Will the party be able to put a stop to this new Queen of the Marrow's plans? What will they find at this Leviathan's grave? More questions that I can't think of right now because for some reason I'm not feeling good. And what of Melim and his actions? Will Ryukin have power throughout the night because of the oncoming snowstorm? When will the party reach level 7? And what about these mysterious pearls granted by the Grung? What is the connection? Find out next time on Dungeons and Dragons.